morning, Meridian. Welcome to Business Buzz. I'm here today with Taylor Garnica, the Senior Manager of Business Development for the Alzheimer's Association of the Greater Idaho Chapter. Welcome, Taylor.
Thank you, John.
Yeah, out here at Kleiner Park this morning, where the Alzheimer's Association Greater Chapter of Idaho holds their walk every year to learn a little bit more about the Alzheimer's Association here in Idaho. So, Taylor, what is the mission of the Alzheimer's Association?
Here in Idaho, we're trying to serve every Idahoan who's navigating the disease maybe for a couple years or for the first time. And the three resources that we kind of push in front of Idahoans that are free is our helpline. It's a resource that is, in my opinion, our most valuable. It's not a hotline, it's a helpline.
Okay.
A licensed clinician, a real person is going to be on the other end of the line to answer any questions. So if you've been recently diagnosed, you're a caregiver and you don't know where to go, who to talk to, it doesn't matter if it's Christmas morning, dinner time, or 2 a.m. Someone's going to be on the other end of the line to answer that phone call and any questions that you have. Our second are our care and our support groups. We've got care and support groups that take place all over the Treasure Valley and all over the state. There's about 66,000 caregivers here in our state. And caregiving can often be lonely, exhausting, and feel like there's always dead ends. And our care and support groups help our caregivers kind of navigate the life of caregiving. And then our last is our education. We want every business, every community member to know, one, that we're here, and two, any information about Alzheimer's or dementia or related dementias, as much as information as we can get out, we want to get that out.
Yeah. So what does the Alzheimer's Association do for individuals living here specifically in Idaho? I mean, you talked about the helpline and the caregiver support. Is there anything else that they do for the actual person battling the disease?
Getting as much information as possible to those that are battling the disease. As I'm sure anyone listening to this knows, there's currently no cure. Right. And that's part of our mission, is so much money being poured into research to one day find a cure. But for those who are navigating the disease, we've got some resources on our website that help individuals find retirement communities, if that's something that maybe someone needs, as well as resources related to information about practices, best daily habits for hopefully delaying further progression and providing more information on diet and all that jazz. But because there's no cure, it's pretty limited information as it is.
So the fundraising that you do for the chapter here in Idaho is really support. I mean, there's research going on to find a cure, but your money is really more to support the Idahoans here.
Yeah.
All right. Excellent. Yeah. So, Taylor, we were talking earlier. I'm going to be a caregiver soon. My wife and I will be taking our one of our family members in our home to care for them. But what happens if you don't have a personal connection to disease? Why should someone get involved?
Yeah. I'm sorry to hear that, by the way. It is hard. We lost our grandfather to the disease, and it's difficult navigating it. But if you don't have a personal connection, odds are you know someone who does. Anytime we do an education in the community, one of the first questions we ask in the room is, who here has a personal connection? There's always at least one hand that's raised. But outside of just you maybe knowing someone who has the disease, the statistics are not in our favor. Early onset diagnoses are getting earlier and earlier and younger. And because of that, we should at least be aware. And statistically, the disease impacts women more than it impacts men. About 1 in 4 women in the United States will navigate the disease as someone who's living with it, and it's 1 in 10. So I think the younger population and the younger generations, because the disease is so prevalent, because it's so aggressive, and because it's growing, whether you have a connection or not, you should get involved just from the statistics alone.
So getting involved, tell us a little bit about the Walk to End Alzheimer's here in Meridian.
Yeah.
When that's coming up and things. We're here in Kleiner Park. This is where you hold it. So.
Yeah, as Sean said, this is kind of the stage for the Walk to End Alzheimer's. It's on September 27th at 10 a.m. There's 1,000 people who showed up last year for 2024. There's sponsors and vendors all over the place, and there's flowers kind of shooting up the hill, and the flowers kind of are staple to the Walk to End Alzheimer's. But we have an opening ceremony where we talk about the disease and the work that's being done here locally in Idaho. And then we kick off about a mile-long walk. And many of those in the community who join us on the walk day are walking for someone they've lost. Maybe they're currently caregivers. Maybe they're living with the disease themselves, or maybe they don't have a personal connection, but they're supporting the cause and they're supporting the association. So it's a beautiful event. It's very emotional. Our executive director and I like to call it our largest care and support group, just because the disease is so isolating. It reminds us and reminds you that you're not so alone as you're navigating the disease.
Yeah. So the chamber represents the business community. What is how can a business get involved to support the Alzheimer's Association?
Absolutely. There's two ways. The first is you can sponsor the Walk to End Alzheimer's. We've got different packages, and those packages get you different marketing benefits. And it's a great way for your business to get in front of the audience that we have. And then the second way is to start a walk team. In your company and in your business. We have many businesses throughout the Treasure Valley who have walk teams in their office, and they do fun fundraising initiatives throughout the year that I help put on. Anything from casual to a cause to some manager getting a pie in the face that individuals fundraise to make happen. So
no ideas.
Yeah. So those are the two best ways: sponsoring the walk and getting involved by starting a walk team.
Excellent. So what's the best way for one of our viewers to learn a little bit more about the Alzheimer's Association Greater Idaho chapter? What's some contact information?
Yeah. First is our website. You'll find as much information as possible on our website. The second is emailing me or just stopping by our office. We have got an arsenal of resources, and we want it out in the community. We don't want it in our office. Or you can just call the office, and we'd love to chat and go out to coffee, get to know you, and talk about how you can get involved.
Excellent. Well, Taylor, thank you so much. Look forward to seeing you out here this fall.
Thank you so much,
Sean.
Right.
Excellent. So chamber members, be sure and get signed up and support the Alzheimer's Association here in Idaho. But we've got some chamber events for you coming up that you can participate in. Our first Friday coming up, April 4th, is going to be hosted by Frontier Credit Union. And then we've got some major chamber events coming up. In May, we've got our Meridian Mayor's Prayer Breakfast that you can participate in. Tickets are on sale now for that. We also have the State of the City program that will be the first part of June. And then June 11th, our annual golf classic registration is open, and there's a few spots left to participate in that. So be sure and come out and participate in our chamber events. Until then, Meridian, have a great weekend.